Hello everybody and welcome back to Witcombe Park Farm. So I just want to bring your attention to field 59. We've gone down and sorted out that, so that is now a complete wheat field with everything done. It just needs fertiliser and herbicide, I believe. We've also, considering we moved on, received a massive fine for the fact that we have one rabbit which has no food. So I'm going to go into here, and we're going to sell it. Like so. So now that should mean that we don't get any more fines. There is also, if we go into the use sale, we have a mower. So I think it'd be very, very silly not to buy this mower, because it now means that we can do the likes of hay and silage, which then brings me on to another thing. There is a scheme of where I think we get paid not to use bale wrap. So if we go on to here and to here, the reduced bale wrapping scheme. So let's select that. Are you sure you want to sign up? Let's sign up to it. You've signed up to the thing. Collect any vehicles from the shop. What? Oh no, well, that's not us. That's quite a cool one though. We could go and borrow that, which is very, very good. So we need to go and make our way. Where is the Massey Ferguson? We've got all our fertiliser still on. So that is not a bother, because I do believe the field that I've just said, the wheat field, is it field 59? It needs fertilising, and I will bring you back to what's just happened there. So yeah, fertiliser, field 59 needs fertiliser, and field 47 needs fertiliser, but that is not planted. Yes, this mod here, I'm just having to try to bring it up on my telephone, was recommended by Driz the Dro 2525. I forget what it's called, but it's still in development apparently. And when I looked for it online, it was, I think I got it off the creator's itch page, which I can't remember. This is shocking of me, I know. But I will, if I remember, I'll put the link in the bio of this. I have also added the fact that I can now adjust myself in the seat, because I've always found, although I'm quite tall and I would be somewhere like there, I've always found that it puts you quite high. So I'm quite liking the fact that I can put myself a lot lower in like so. And I do need to have a look at pressure washer, which I have seen. Well, I did find it earlier, and what we will go and do is we'll go buy the one that I wanted to go get, and I think it was here. There we go. To £900. This goes on the back of the tractor, so let's buy that. It's a lot cheaper than buying one of any of the other base game ones, so we'll get that bought. So, oh, forgot, let's clear out the tractor. I do really like that. So pipes off. We need to lower it down first, don't we? So we'll just hop back in, take a seat. So let's lower that, and then as we go outside, we can now go take the pipes. Go take the pipes off, detach, and then if we get back into here, we can then spin it round, take the back off, or take the back sprayer off, and go get our new mower. So I do just want to say thank you very much for all the comments that we have received lately on these videos. Especially there's a few standout ones, and one of them is the roundabout. Apparently that is all legitimate from where, I forget where the place is, but yeah, all looks exactly the same as in real life. And I think little details like that are just, I think it's awesome that we're able to, well, not we, Oxen David is able to do stuff like that. This pressure washer is going to be very well needed, because if we are going to look at maybe doing some more stuff in the cab, being able to keep the windows clean is definitely going to be a big, big plus. But right, let's get out and attach this. put that on, and I don't believe, no, there's no pipes. So we hop back in, just need to lift it up now, like so, and we can go back to the farm. The only thing we'll probably have to do is come back and lease a windrower and a tedder. But yeah, because I would quite like to in October get this field cut, get it all baled, make some hay, you know, and move on from there. And then it means we can also give back the lime spreader, because then we can, after we've cut it, we can lime it. So I think we can go leave this pressure washer near the workshop. I think that makes a bit more sense. But before we take it off, what I can do is I'll lower it down, and then we'll give it a go and see whether it works or not. It definitely works. And where is it going to tell me the tractor's dirtiness? Yeah, we're getting it clean. So that's brilliant, is that? And it means that we can pick it up and take it to fields now and all sorts, because that's the one thing which isn't quite right, is there's no water supply to it, but that is absolutely fine. And one other thing I would like to say, which has been quite a few so far, is I have finally realised and worked out why my microphone is so quiet. I should have opened those gates before I jumped in, but anyways, because I've always just I've got the Rhodes pod mic, and I just plug it USB-C straight into the back of my tower, so it goes into the motherboard. And what I believe I have learned is happening is it's not getting enough power. So with it not getting enough power, it means that it's not going loud enough, or it's something to do with something called gains. So you're seeing my naivety to the whole thing, because I 100% don't know any of this sort of thing. But yeah, so it's something called gains, where by buying a little box thing, which I have no idea what it's called, I cannot remember, but it's coming tomorrow. This apparently ups your gains by 25%? Plus 25%? No, plus 25 I think it'll be. So it should mean that in the very, very near future, once I work out how it works and how to get it all set up, that my audio and sound should be a lot better, because I'm hoping I've got the picture quality right. Now if I can get the sound right, that takes all care of all that, then it's just getting me right. Well, anyways, I am just going to cut round like this. I'll get some steering assist on, and we can look at getting this field cut. So I do believe if we make hay here, it's not to sell. It's purely to hold as feed, because it simply won't be worth our time, I think, to do it all. So we'll go put this mower away, which I'm very glad we managed to buy that second hand, because they can be, I was rather dreading just how expensive this may all be. Oopsie, fold back up please. So we can't get in there. That's another shed we can't enter. That probably wants to stay free, just in case we do silage next year. So let's go down over. I don't know now. We've got that many sheds, but not enough really for storage sheds. Let's go put it in here next to the roller. And then we need to also get the combine, get that washed off, and bring that back to the yard. Well, it's just outside the yard, but bring it back to the yard and put it in that shed down there. So right, that off, and that off. I did get slightly worried there purely for the fact of I forgot to lower it, or I believe I forgot to lower it, and that's one thing with manual attach that it does try to make sure that you do. Let's leave that there and let's go run to the combine. So it's called the Cab Cinematic is this mod, and this is the only one out of all my equipment so far where it doesn't send you up the right place. So we're sort of just admiring the steps here and climbing up the rest. So let's take this down to the workshop, and we've got the fent there, so we can use the fent to put on the pressure washer. So let's just do this bit of a slalom through here. I do need to, it would be ideal if I could just zoom out slightly with the combine, I would have said. And what have I crashed into? Oh, that's not very good. It's my back end. And we're now smashing into the lime spreader. So right, let's jump into this. And we can go get this front mower, front Pete. I cannot talk at the minute. You can probably tell it's about 10:30 at night and I'm trying to do this recording because I've only just finished. Oh dear. I've only just finished work, so I've come straight in because I'm trying to do for this week, which this should be the back end of the week, I think, with this video. Try to do at least one video every day of this, and then we'll go back to the usual standard of 4 videos a week. Right, let's get that onto there. We may just have to reverse back for the trailer and the header, because I think I just bought the bog standard, which is a 10-metre hose. You can upgrade it to a 6-metre one. No, not 6-metre, a 15-metre one, however. And we are right on the limit there, 0.2 metres left. If I go any further, then it will just take the lamps off me, and then we'll have to start again. So that's actually worked out quite well. And what about the trailer? That doesn't need doing. So let's go put this back over here. And considering we're done with it, we might as well take it all off, and we'll go part this up out of the way. I'm just trying to remember, I think the fent, did that start in the grain store? I believe it may well have done. But right, let's see, how is that fitting into here? Not the cleanest of reverses, but at least it now gets that undercover. So let's close the doors, or I just turn the lights on. Close the doors, and we'll go get the Massey Ferguson, which is over here. And I should really take a look and see what this weather's doing, because it's about to rain, or it looks like it's going to rain. We do need to go and ted the grass to get it to dry off, which if we go weather, so it's going to rain at 1 and 3. I think how we have it set up is if we ted the grass, we get a 5% reduction. So I reckon if we ted it once and then we ted it after the rain and then wait for the back end of October, so in the next sort of when we sleep, it should be ready to do then, I would imagine. The only question is, which tedder do we go for? And if we're going down, we might as well bring a windrower, because I'm hoping we'll get it all done this month. So there isn't really much difference in them. That's 4.4, so that's bigger than what our mower is. So I think let's go lease that like so, and let's have a look at windrowers. We always seem to use that one, which it makes sense. It's It's the most obvious one to go for at 8.4 meters and 19.5, because you can go for that one, which is more money and smaller. That's 15 at 7.8. So yeah, that one really makes more sense. But we will go with this one. I've also updated the save game, so we are on the latest version, which has had a few modifications. The updates and modifications it's had hasn't affected me yet in how I'm playing, so I had no idea that there were certain things that needed doing. But anyways, we'll go down to the store, we'll get the tedder and we'll get the windrower, and then like I say, we'll ted it once and then we can go and spray some fertilizer. So we won't have to put the PTO on. We will have to, however, put the pipes on just to make sure that we can lift it up and lower it to take it off and swap it back over. So let's put that on and that on. Oh, to be fair, does it not have any pipe? Oh, it'd be manual dropping it down, won't it? There are the springs to keep it up. Yeah, I'd imagine that would be the case. The dealership has also got itself its very own telehandler, so it's got a, which one did it go for? I can't remember now. A Manitou is what it went for, so the dealership has one of them in stock, so we can now use that to transport, well, to lift stuff up and put them onto trailers and so on. So let's put that on, and again, we don't need to put the PTO, but we should really put the pipes on. And let's make our way back to the farm so that we can have a bit of a change. I think we'll go Ted in the fend. I think that could be quite fun. So I'm on the back one there. Let's drop that front one down, and then like I say, it's just taking the pipes off like so. Let's drop that off. And if we look behind us, let's just reverse this out of the road. We will have to reverse better than that, especially when we've got the fair leasing mod on, which I think that makes it so that you've got to actually repair the items when you bring them back. Is it repair and repaint, and then you get a better score? Like the longer you do it and the more you look after stuff, you get a better score. And then with that better score, it means that you get cheaper leasing later on. Right, let's go back onto here. Like so, and we'll take a reading of what the moisture is at the start of doing this, and then what it is after. But I believe it should drop it down by about 5%, or at least how we've got it set up. And I cannot see anything because there is a wheel in my way. Right, let's get to here, and again I probably should have done this before I jump back into the tractor, but this is all things that I'm learning, and it's all force of habit, a lot of it. So the moisture is 14.6, and it tells you that it's grass, so it'll be interesting whether if we do this tedding once, whether that changes or not, because I can't remember what it has to be for it to change into hay. But the one thing we're certainly going to find out. So choosing the Fen was a bad idea. It's just too underpowered, and obviously it's a manual gearbox as well, so it does struggle on that front. Which, yeah. Anyways, we got it done, and it didn't take too long, I don't believe. And I am seriously considering whether we go and take a bit of a risk now. But we'll just have to see what's actually happening with this field, because half of it seems to have turned to hay and the other half is still grass. So this is down at 9.4% now, and over here this is at 4.5, so that's hay. What's over here? 4.9. What's this? 9.4. What's this? That's grass. Well, that's hay actually, is it not? There's a bit of hay. Hay 5. So is hay, does it have to be beneath 5% to be hay? Field moisture 14.7. That's just a field moisture. Grass 9.2. I'm going to leave this. I'm going to go spray our wheat field. Get some fertilizer. Well, fertilizer or herbicide, it doesn't matter which one. And once I've sprayed that, I'm going to come back here and have a look. Because my hope is, it's 10:30. So will the sun be able to dry it off enough for us so that all we have to do is come back and windrow it, and then we can get straight onto the baling? Which, if we were to do that, we'll purely be doing that in the Massey Ferguson. There'll be no messing around with the Fen, because it's just it's far too underpowered for a bank like that. Ideally, I should probably have put the sprayer onto the Fen, and the Fen could have gone and sprayed the wheat field. But hindsight is a wonderful thing, and you live and learn. So that is something that I will remember for in the future. But right, let's go. Attach this on. PTO and pipes, and I will see you when we're down at the field. I'll just pull off and I will double check what time that rain's coming, because I think it said it was 1 o'clock. Let's on to here. 12 and 2, so it's actually moved forward now. After that, it should be alright. It'll be interesting though, when it rains, by how much it actually increases the moisture of the field. So we know we're on roughly about 9%, which is grass. So after it rains, if we haven't managed to get it baled, which, by the looks of it, we won't do. But yeah, see how much it goes on. It'll be, I reckon, myself, I will find that rather interesting.
Low lights settling in, the room is picking up. Feels like we're stepping in to shake the day right out. So go on and hit me again. This night isn't done, we're finally letting loose. We're pouring out the good times, and we ain't quitting till it's dry. We're about to drink until it's dry.
Well, it's a moment of truth. Let's see if anything has changed in that time that we have been spraying. And it's a shame we're going to have to take the sprayer off here, because this grass will want fertilising as well soon after. So this was 9 something. Still 9.3, so that hasn't really changed. What's this over here? 9.3. Everything seems to be 9.3. What do we do? If I tested it again, it would be right. But for me, it wouldn't be right if I tested it again, purely because it's far too soon. We've only just done it the once, so to do it again, I wouldn't be happy in doing that. So what I'll do is I'll go and park this straight into the lime spreader. I'll just go park and leave this here, because then that's ready for us when we want to put. Oh, I've got to lower it down, don't I? So that's ready for us when we want to go put it onto the Massey. So let's pipes PTO. Come on, there we go, PTO off. Let's drop that. Obviously, like I say, I will swap this over so that this will go onto the sprayer. So let's get that onto here. So there's a lot more messing around when you start using a few more realistic mods. That is, that is for certain. So let's put that one. Hold on, before we do anything of that sort, let's go to the front tank and empty, and if we go to the back tank we can fill that one up with that, because lo and behold the back one only had 105 litres in. We can now swap over and put the rest into the front, because I'm going to leave the front over by the fertiliser store, or fertiliser tanks, because we won't need a full backload to do this grass field. So let's lower that down, and PTO pipes can drop off. Let's go now take this over here, and we'll leave this over here. So let's drop that down. So what is everyone's thoughts on the realism side of it all? Because it's the first time I've ever gone this sort of realistic. Is this what a lot of people want to see and like to see, or would people like it slightly less and more focus on the actual gameplay as it was? So please do leave your comments down below of your thoughts. So I'm just going to leave this in here out of the way. We do have the sprayer on the back, so that's all ready to go. I must remember to lift them up. Must remember that, because that's just dragging on the floor. Luckily it's got its own little wheels, but if we did that in the field we'd soon snap them all off, wouldn't we? Right, let's go put this on our tedder, and then at least that's ready for when we need to. And it'll be quite nice when we can finally get rid of a load of these tools that we have on loan, because well, we've got baler, lime spreader, windrower and a tedder that we'll all need to be got rid of. And I can't see. Come on. So one thing I find is a bit sticky is that PTO. You know, sometimes you press it and it goes in an absolute dream. Other times not so much. But anyways, that's now on there. So we'll lift this up and we'll leave this ready in preparation for the next episode. And obviously once it's got a little bit wet. But yeah, so I just want to say to everybody, thank you very much for watching. I hope you've all liked and enjoyed the video, and I'll see you again in the next one. Bye for now.